guess we should get the sad news out of the way. I mean, it's not news because it happened literally like right after our show, or at least
Yeah.
the announcement was made right after our show
Mhm.
yesterday. It cracked me up, by the way, that 17 different people emailed me late afternoon to let me know that Scott Adams had passed away.
I
You
feel like,
guys
yeah.
don't understand how in the weeds of the news we are every day.
Yeah,
You don't need to send us that kind of news.
we're in it. Like, we're in it to win it. You know what I mean?
We are all up in the news. So I can assure
Right.
you that when there's big stuff like that, we know what's going on.
Yeah.
And it was expected, but that never makes it easier, right?
No, you're
So
right.
it was announced they actually had at his normal little breakfast time, his coffee time, were
Mhm.
some of his dearest, his ex-wife, one of his ex-wives had actually been helping take care of him in his last days.
Which
And
is
so
a
she was
testament to who he was, honestly.
yeah, and so she made the announcement and was very, very weepy, and it was just really, really sad. And as I
Yeah.
said, when we reposted the news, just I feel very proud. Maybe that's just misguided to feel proud, but I do feel proud. I was super proud when he followed us years ago. I mean, we've been followers of each other on Twitter forever, forever and ever. And he only followed, I know it's a big number, but compared to the number of people who followed him, to be amongst the 2,300, people that he chose to follow,
Right. That's
pretty good
kind of a
about
big
that.
deal. Yeah. And listen, I know a lot of you guys out there are the same way, but like Mock and I both were cube dwellers for years. We were in corporate
Yes.
America. And, Dilbert, Scott Adams, the Dilbert thing was, he just had a pulse on the
Mm.
corporate person. Like, he got it. It's like he was like the modern Mark Twain, like one of those
Mhm.
guys who just understood the working man and woman. And like, who among us did not have a Dilbert comic on the side of their cube, you know?
Right?
I mean, we all did that. And so I just, everything, and I hate that he's gone so young. He was only 68, and I know everything's in God's timing, but I think he had a lot more to give. And I hate it when people die
I
young like
know.
this. And he was one of the good ones. And so he will be missed. Look at that picture of him.
And look at this picture of him as a young lad with his kitty cat.
Mm.
Ah,
He looked exactly the
so
same,
I know. He
just
really
bigger.
did. He
Exactly the
literally
same.
never ever changed. I mean, it was
Mm-mm.
just absolutely incredible. He
Yeah.
did he put out like a 2-page final message. He had written a final message, obviously knowing his end was near. And I don't have the whole thing. I just wanted to have you read a couple parts of it,
Yeah.
namely because so many people, he was not a believer and so many people were concerned about his soul. And yet, even though he decided in his own way to put his faith in God at the very end, people are criticizing him for the way he did it, because people will always criticize
I
whatever they
know.
can
Just, I
criticize.
wish people would shut
But
up.
I get it. I mean, the true believers have a very specific requirement for getting into heaven. And if you don't meet it, you don't meet it. And it doesn't matter if you say the things, you got to feel the things. So, anyway, we're just going to focus on a couple of the paragraphs of his final message if you want to read that.
Okay, it says, if you are reading this, things did not go well for me. I have a few things to say before I go. My body failed before my brain. I am of sound mind as I write this, January the 1st, 2026. If you wonder about any of my choices for my estate or anything else, please know that I am free of any coercion and appropriate influence of any sort. I promise. Next, many of my Christian friends have asked me to find Jesus before I go. I'm not a believer, but I have to admit the risk reward calculation for doing so looks attractive. So here I go. I accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, and I look forward to spending an eternity with him. The part of me not being a believer should be quickly resolved if I wake up in heaven. I won't need any more convincing than that. And I hope I am still qualified for entry.
And then he talked a lot about his career and what he had devoted his life to. And then this is how he
Mhm.
closed.
I had an amazing life. I gave it everything I had. If you got any benefits from my work, I'm asking you to pay it forward as best you can. That is the legacy I want. Be useful. And please know I loved you all to the end. Scott Adams. God bless him.
God bless him. I know.
I mean, we all,
But
like, I think we all should hope to do that, is to be useful,
mm,
and give it everything that we got, right? We should all
every
aspire to do
day.
the same. Mhm.
Trump posted a very nice tribute to Scott Adams along with a photo of the two of them, saying, sadly, the great influencer Scott Adams has passed away. He was a fantastic guy who liked and respected me when it wasn't fashionable to do so. Man, ain't that the truth. He bravely fought a long battle against a terrible disease. My condolences go out to his family and all of his many friends and listeners. He will be truly missed. God bless you, Scott. And I loved that someone picked this specific part of one of the Dilbert cartoons that said, boss called, they need you upstairs for something. Isn't that the sweetest?
The best.
I just love that.
The absolute best. Yeah, I love that too.
Unfortunately, when people die, you start to see the worst of people. And we're going to talk about that in a second, as soon as we remind you that you need to protect yourself online. We cannot stress this strongly enough.
It's true. And this is the time of the year to do that, right? Because people have new gadgets, they have old faithful devices, stuff like that. But you should actually lock it down, make sure that you're stress-free in 2026. And WebRoot is all about helping you pick the protection that fits where you live and how you go online. They have WebRoot Essentials, which is like the antivirus that includes Password Manager and Web Threat Shield. WebRoot Total Protection is all in one, so you can check that out. But you want to protect everything, and it's now 60% off for a limited time. It's fantastic stuff, right? This is what all the professionals use. It's like the #1 antivirus on the market. So definitely check it out. You can protect yourself and your family, your whole family, moms, dads, kids, everybody. 60% off. Do that at webroot.com/chicks. That's 60% off, you guys. 60. Do it at webroot.com/chicks.
So how did People Magazine decide to do the write-up on Scott Adams? They said, Scott Adams, disgraced Dilbert creator, dies at 68.
Why is
Can you imagine?
Yeah, they're complete assholes. Why is he disgraced? Why would he be disgraced? Because he's MAGA? Because he's conservative?
Because
is that
of
why?
his racist rant that was the impetus for him losing a lot of his syndicated columns, you know, a lot of his publishing deals. So this is how they did it. You can see in the author, the byline is this some chick named Victoria Edel or Edel. I don't know how to say her name. Just a comparison of how they described O.J. Simpson.
Oh my God.
It just was O.J. Simpson dead at 76 from cancer, family announces. And yet Scott Adams is a disgraced Dilbert creator.
Yeah, compare and contrast.
My God.
Yeah, one sliced up his wife.
Right.
Okay.
So this is the chick. You can see the picture of her at the bottom right of your screen right now.
Explains everything right there.
Obviously, her pronouns are listed first and foremost in her bio. So she's a writer for People. A lot of people, as soon as People put out the tweet, a lot of people zoned in on her profile and started going after her hard because it was so ridiculous. There was so much pushback, in fact, that ultimately People Magazine took down the tweet that led to the article, but they kept the article up. So then there were people saying, okay, we see that you deleted your post on X, but your article is still up. So here's the number to call. Here are the emails to write. I mean, people were pissed about this. And so then what people did is they changed the author name. They left everything the same and just changed it from her name to People Staff, as if somehow this changes anything or makes it better. It's unbelievable.
She should put her mask back on. Honestly.
Indeed. And of course, People Magazine wasn't the only ridiculous outlet to describe or to headline him in that way. New York Times was just as bad. So they even had a little subheading saying his chronicle of a corporate cubicle dweller was widely distributed until racist comments on his podcast. We're going to show you what those were. Racist comments on his podcast led newspapers to cut ties with him. Again, compare and contrast to how they talked about Soleimani as a master of Iran's intrigue. Are you freaking kidding me with this?
Right.
Do you know that all Scott Adams said, all he said for this racist diatribe was that he believed it doesn't make sense for white people to hang out with other people who don't think it's okay to be white. You may remember that whole campaign. It's okay to be black. It's okay to be whatever. It's okay to be all the things. But anytime you say it's okay to be white, that's not okay.
Right.
And he did a big podcast about that where he was like, I don't want to be around people who don't think it's okay for me to be in the skin I'm in.
Who apologize for their whiteness. Right.
That's the racist rant. That's it,
That's
you guys.
it.
That's all he said.
That's racist, you guys. That's racist now. These people are mentally ill.
It's exhausting.
Yeah. I saw so many mean, just awful comments. I won't repeat them, but like just the stuff that I saw online yesterday, it just shows, like you said, it shows their true colors. Liberalism is a mental disorder. It truly is.
Oh my God. It so is. And, after losing Charlie Kirk and now losing Scott Adams and then hearing, and then after what happened to Dennis Prager, I mean, there's just a lot of bad mojo right now. You know what I mean? A lot of it. And now, the most recent news is that Victor David Hanson underwent a serious surgery. We are just now learning what that was all about. Here's one of his colleagues to give an update on Victor David Hanson.
This episode is up on the 13th. So Victor did have surgery on 2 days before Christmas, and it was major surgery. He's reported this through various means, through Hoover Institution, where he is the Martin and Ely Anderson Senior Fellow, and through Rob Bluey, who is the big kahuna at the Daily Signal, which is a happy home for this podcast. It was cancer surgery, and Victor had a part of his lung removed, and that's major surgery. And I think it's fair to say the surgery was successful. It got what it was looking for. However, there were serious post-op issues. So Victor is recovering from major surgery and significant post-operation issues. He is in near where he had the surgery at Stanford, so he's recovering, and he is, I know, deeply appreciative. I think millions of people were praying for Victor. I know tons of priests were saying masses for him, so he's deeply appreciative, and he'll be back soon. Not soon enough, but he'll be back soon.
Yeah, somebody mentioned too, Jordan Peterson, also recovering from, I don't even know what.
Yeah.
I mean, some of our best thinkers,
He's been sick on and off for the past couple of years. He's been struggling with some stuff. Yeah. I hate all of that. I hate it. And then I cannot get on X to read about that, because inevitably the leftist weirdos will get out there and be like, they say all the horrible things about these people.
Oh my God.
Awful things. Yeah.
Awful things. Well, rest in peace to Scott Adams. He will absolutely be missed. All right. Moving on, we need to talk about the fact that there was a big story, one of those big undercover reveals from O'Keefe's group and Project Veritas. They discovered a Secret Service agent who is on JD's team. Had no problem going on a first date with someone, allegedly a first date or an early date, saying that, here's where JD Vance is at any given time. Here's a picture of what it looks like when we move from place to place. Like giving up all kinds of information that a Secret Service agent has no business giving up. Absolutely ridiculous. So he also stated that he voted for Biden when he was on this date with the undercover gal, and hates what Trump is doing with ICE. And I'm sure that doesn't help him perform on the job any better. Right?
Oh my
and here's
God.
a picture of this absolute idiot. So she was like, let me see your badge. Oh my God, you're so cute. I mean, she was obviously doing a great job fooling him into thinking that she was just interested in dating him.
So what would we call her? A honeypot? Kind of like a honeypot?
Basically.
Essentially. Yeah.
I mean, this is absolutely inexcusable. And the
Mhm.
Secret Service released a statement saying that they have no tolerance for this behavior. The incident's under investigation. The employee has been placed on leave with his clearance suspended and access to facilities and systems revoked. And then, they talked about how they have this tradition of discretion. We have no tolerance for employees who fail to meet the standard. And this, the faith of our protectees in our agency is not something that we take lightly, and we're committed to taking actions to ensure that another breach like this does not happen again.
Mhm.
But these, I mean,
And dudes,
loose
come on,
lips, you guys.
dudes, stop.
God.
When you go out with a chick and she's like, "Let me see your ID," maybe think about what you're doing. You know
And
what I
just
mean?
think about what, like, he even talked about the shifts that they take.
Mhm.
And I mean, all kinds of stuff that he had no business sharing with someone who he's known through texting, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just is crazy to me.
It is crazy. And these people need to be vetted.
Yeah. A lot better.
So vetted. Yeah. Quick question. There's a lot of people in the comments talking about your volume.
Really?
Yeah, like your volume's
okay?
really.
Do I
that
sound
they-
okay to you?
Yeah, I sound fine to me, but there's a lot of people saying that your volume is so low, and I don't know what that is. So I'm just putting that out there in the ether because
Okay.
I know we have a producer listening, and I think you're on the right mic. I just want to make sure.
Oh yeah,
that,
I am. I mean, can you hear this? Does that sound
yeah,
better?
you're
Okay.
totally fine to me, but there's.
I
and some
just
people
turned
are-
it up. I just
Okay.
turned it up. So a lot of people are saying I can hear fine. So
Okay.
hopefully that helped.
All
They're
right.
just saying I'm quieter than you.
Well, I'm a loudmouth, you know.
So I don't know what to do, you guys, but
All right.
like I hopefully it's fine for most
Normally
people.
I wouldn't interrupt, but I saw so many of those comments. I just want to make sure everything's okay. All right. Okay.
All right. People
Thanks,
are now
guys.
saying perfect now.
All right, good. All right, good.
But other people are saying I'm at a 3 and you're at a 9.
All right.
Anyway,
Right.
Valen, we might have to work on that.
Right.
All right. So in other news, Hillary and Bill Clinton were supposed to show up for depositions yesterday in the Jeffrey Epstein case to the committee led by James Comer, who is, of course, leading that investigation. And they did not show up. Surprise! According to Bill Malugin, he was, and this was, they were under federal subpoena. He just didn't show. His attorneys are saying that the subpoena is quote unquote legally unenforceable.
Oh my God.
And I don't know why they would think that, but James Comer isn't messing around. Here is what he said about the no-show.
Unanimously by the committee in a bipartisan manner, we will move next week in the House Oversight Committee markup to hold former President Clinton in contempt of Congress.
Well, this is the thing. Like, they're the ones who always said, especially Hillary, she's like, no one is above the law. Well, you're not either.
They're above it.
Apparently. Oh my God.
So Bill, they wrote a joint letter.
Of course they did.
I didn't even make it big enough to read because it doesn't matter. They just went on and on and on.
At, like the central house, because they live in different houses. And so they had to meet for lunch to write this letter. They don't live together.
So, I mean, they wrote this big letter and then he posted it saying this isn't about right or left. It's about right or wrong.
Shut up,
James
Bill.
Comer fired back, which I loved, posting a whole bunch of photos of Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein and of Bill Clinton and random women, presumably on Jeffrey Epstein's island, saying, you're right, President Clinton, this isn't about right and wrong. Epstein's survivors deserve justice and answers. Refusing to comply with a bipartisan duly authorized congressional subpoena in our Epstein investigation is unacceptable. No one is above the law.
Yeah, no one, especially you. So sick of this guy getting away with everything.
I know.
And his wife, his disgusting wife.
So Bill Malugin also reported on some gossip. And so if you want to read this gossipy tweet to everybody, that would be
We're all about
great.
the gossip. Here we go. New. Last night, Hakeem Jeffries told me he thinks House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer is an unserious person, and he has no faith in Comer to lead the Epstein investigation. Comer responded today telling me Jeffries should go to a Somali therapy center and get some therapy for his disdain for me. Adding that, I think that Trump derangement syndrome is morphing into Comer derangement syndrome. My advice to Hakeem is recognize the fact that the members in your conference voted to subpoena Bill Clinton. Comer pointed out that 0 House Oversight Committee Dems showed up to the planned Clinton deposition today, despite claiming they want justice for Epstein's victims. Oh, it's so weird. Comer plans to begin proceedings next week to hold former President Bill Clinton in contempt of Congress for not showing up for his deposition today under federal subpoena. Yeah, that is weird. They want justice, just not that kind of justice.
Right. I mean, only the kind that hurts Republicans.
Right.
So, and keep in mind, Steve Bannon went to jail for this very, very thing. He was prosecuted and jailed for this exact thing. Clinton could have shown up, as Will Chamberlain points out. He could have showed up and claimed privilege, but he didn't. He just defied the subpoena because he thinks that he can. And I'm just sick and tired of their
He's
elitism.
Like, I'm Bill Clinton and you're not. And so far, he's getting away with it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he
there's that.
got away with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Switching gears a little bit, because I know this is going to make you crazy. Rand Paul was on Joe Rogan's show talking about, because he's still trying, you guys, and we may disagree with Rand Paul about a whole host of things, but he is one of the few that has been really trying to get accountability for Fauci. And unfortunately, you know, as much as he tried during the Biden administration, he's not getting much more help now. Here is what he told Joe Rogan.
We have, under the Biden administration, I sent criminal referrals for Anthony Fauci to Merrick Garland twice, and I sent them evidence that he had lied to Congress, which was a felony. They just ignored me. I've been working with Bobby Kennedy, and he's been very helpful on this. I have good relationship with him. He's given us a lot of information, and we've looked at the communications. And in Anthony Fauci's communications, we now have evidence that he was telling people like Francis Collins, read this and destroy it. Well, you can't do that. The executive branch, when they communicate, they're required to keep their communications, and they're required to do it on government devices. So we have this evidence, and I've summarized it again in a criminal referral to Trump's attorney general, and I still haven't gotten action. But there's a couple reasons we should do it. One, he shouldn't get away with lying. He shouldn't get away with destroying records. But two, we should check the pardon. Is an auto pen pardon valid? And is a pardon a retrospective pardon back 10 years that doesn't mention a crime? Can you give people a pardon for everything they did in a 10-year period? I can't imagine, and I think the court might narrow that. But it doesn't happen unless the Trump Justice Department will do something. And I've been sending him referrals, and I can't get him to do anything.
Interesting.
That's frustrating.
Yeah, it is frustrating. And I can see where RFK would help him. RFK is the one that wrote that giant book on Fauci.
That's
like
right.
that gigantic, his gigantic book on Fauci. So I feel like he has a lot of disdain for Fauci and all the things that he's done. So if anybody's going to help him, it will be RFK. Why is this guy still walking around? It is so frustrating.
I know Pam Bondi's got to have her hands full, but still, you know, like offer some sort of response.
Yeah.
Say something.
Yeah. Just maybe hand it to an assistant to help you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of assistants, you might need that for your financial portfolio, and you can register right now for a webinar with our friend Zach from Bulwark Capital Management.
She is the queen of them, isn't she? You're right. Okay. So if you need help with any of your finances, like if you just want a second opinion, he will help you make money, you guys. Like this guy is the best. If you're like, you know what, I just need a second opinion on my retirement, because you only get one retirement. Zach Abraham will work really hard for you. First of all, he's a conservative. We love him so much. And he's a go-getter. He is a ball buster. He's a go-getter. We love him so much. He knows what he's doing, and he will. If you just want to get like a free second opinion, you can do that. You can get a free Know Your Risk portfolio review from Bulwark Capital. He knows all the fundamentals. He can give you insight that you didn't know that you needed, and you can stay informed. He has a Know Your Risk podcast, which is accessible on YouTube, Apple, all major platforms. But in addition to that, you can schedule your free Know Your Risk portfolio review at knowyourriskpodcast.com. And then you can also sign up for his thing that you just said. You can sign up for that too. But you could go to knowyourriskpodcast.com and definitely do that, because everybody wants a second opinion. And I promise he is the best. I love it because he's super communicative, and he will really give you results. absolutely give you results because I've had 2 other guys and he's the only one that's given us results. So I'm going to give you the disclaimer. You ready? Investment advisory services offered through Trek Financial LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Investments involve risk and are not guaranteed. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Trek 26351.
You know who I forgot existed, and then I was like slapped in the face with a reminder of her existence yesterday?
Who?
Beetlejuice. Lori
Oh,
Lightfoot.
what is she doing now? What is she doing?
Well, she was sued at the end of last year because
Oh.
she is not paying $11,000 in credit card bills because she's a complete loser. So apparently, when she was actually the mayor of Chicago, she was pulling, she reported at least in 2021, $402,414 in adjusted gross income, but that was not enough for her, whatever her lifestyle is. She then took out over 200 grand from her retirement accounts, which is a big no-no. Don't ever do
Yeah,
that
I
if you
feel like
can help
Zach
it.
would tell you not to do that.
Oh my God, that's a big,
Right.
big no-no.
That's
So-
a huge no.
And I
Right.
mean, like what she's been doing since not getting reelected is that she's been a professor at Harvard, the University of Chicago's Institute of Politics, and the University of
God.
Michigan's Ford School of Public
Yeah.
Policy. These people want her to teach kids.
Yeah, that's just a reflection of our
Yikes.
education system right there. But the fact that she lives in a $900,000 home and she can't pay back $11,000 in credit card debt, I feel like there's a disconnect there. It's a little bit of a problem. Maybe sell your house.
It's a big problem.
Maybe
Right.
just sell your house.
Maybe
live in a-
downsize. Okay.
Yeah, you may want to do
It's
that.
not
if
like you
can't-
have kids. Do they have kids? Does she and her husband or her
Good.
wife
I think
have
it's
kids?
I think it's a wife, and Lord, I hope not. I hope not.
All right. So anyway, now you all have to remember with us that she is a person that exists
Yeah.
in the world.
And we all wonder why we're in debt because we have jerks like this handling our money. This is why.
Speaking of our economic standing at the moment, things are still looking good. When it comes to this economy, Trump's policies work. He was very, very pleased with the new inflation numbers, tweeting out, just out, great low inflation numbers for the USA. That means Jerome, too late Powell, should cut interest rates meaningfully. If he doesn't, he'll just continue to be too late. Also out, great growth numbers. Thank you, Mr. Tariff. Obviously signaling to the Supreme Court,
Right.
who may have a decision today about tariffs. We got to hope that they do. Oh my God, we
Mhm.
got to hope they do the right
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
I have no idea what my writing says. Oh, it says analysis, you guys. It says analysis.
you guys. Right.
So here is some analysis of the numbers. This was on, I believe, Fox News.
I think this shows how wrong Chairman Powell was back last May when he said at the Economic Club that tariff-induced inflation was going to be the Fed's big worry. And it turns out we don't have that. And the tariffs, meanwhile, have improved our fiscal situation. They have made us be more oriented to improving our domestic capabilities, manufacturing, and they've improved our trade balance.
Yeah. All good things.
Yeah.
All good things.
I know, but listen.
And yet, look how CNN frames it.
Oh
Just
my God.
Compare and contrast. When it was Biden at 6%, they're like, U.S. inflation is still high, but it's falling. Last month's consumer price index measured 6%, down from January's 6.4. But when it's Trump and it's at 2.7, they're like, U.S. inflation remained at 2.7 in December, underscoring persistent cost of living challenges.
Can you even?
Do this with, I mean, how? How do they do this
Yeah.
and not feel ridiculous and dirty?
People lap it up. People on the left lap it up. We're all struggling. But under Biden, it was great. It was really
Right.
great. Yeah, they believe it.
So ridiculous.
Mhm.
This next clip is apropos of absolutely nothing, but it looks like I've never seen this happen before. But the what do they call the big giant airplanes that carry big heavy stuff?
Cargo planes?
Yeah. So like a cargo plane that's big enough to carry a helicopter.
Oh my
Like
God.
Marine One, for
I
example.
will never understand that, by the way. Like they're giant
I know.
steel tubes in the sky. I don't
That
understand it.
weigh a freaking ton.
I know, I will
tons and tons.
Right. This is why I'm not an engineer, but go ahead.
Well, I've just never seen one of those carrier cargo planes. I've never seen a helicopter be unloaded from it until yesterday. And you guys, it looks like a plane is giving birth. It really genuinely looks like it's giving birth. Tell me I'm wrong. Watch this for yourself. Does it not?
It does. It totally does. Okay, that is pretty cool.
Isn't that amazing?
Is it a C-130? Is it a C-5, C-9? People are saying all different.
All the C's. People are throwing
They're
out all the
it's a
C's.
seaplane. It's a C.
I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah,
Didn't it look like it was giving
Gave
birth?
birth to a baby helicopter. It's amazing.
I just thought that was so
Congratulations.
cool.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
We didn't even throw it a shower. It's amazing. We should have. What do you get? What do you get
I
for a
love
plane?
that.
What do you get?
Push, somebody says. Push. Yeah. Also, this is also apropos of nothing, but it's just, it's so, gosh, I mean, it just tells you everything you need to know about unions, particularly teachers' unions. This is a post from the Chicago Teachers Union yesterday. Look at how they spelled governor in the very first line.
Oh my God.
They spelled it wrong. In case you are listening and not watching, they spelled it ER at the end instead of OR at the end because they don't care about actual education.
Right.
They
just
only care about
they
union
care about
stuff.
your kids leering is what they want your kids to do. Because
Exactly.
our public schools are now leering centers, you guys. God help us all.
It's just so embarrassing.
Swear. It really is, isn't it? I mean,
So
I asked my
embarrassing.
daughter, I will ask my daughter, I'm like, what'd you learn today? I mean, not much. Did you like, I
The
encourage you
kids
to
always say
read.
that though. They're always like, no.
I know, but she really like, listen, she will tell me though, because, she's a pretty bright kid. I mean, everybody thinks their kid is bright, but my kid really is pretty bright. And I will ask her, how could you get your work done? Like, could you get it done in a margin, like in a percentage of the time that in this 7-hour day that she's like, Mom, I could get my work done in like an hour and a half of the time that I'm sitting there. She feels like it's a complete waste of her. I mean, of course, all kids think that school is a waste of their time, but I really do feel like she could probably get her work done in 2 hours. I do. It is. I feel like they could change things I could go on a total tear about how things could change in our leering centers.
Right.
We could change things, you guys.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Mhm.
All right, let's talk about a big announcement that happened yesterday, which is very, very good news. And that is that President Trump has ended temporary protected status for Somalis in the U.S. because, and by March 17th, they're going to be required to get out. Get out or you're going to be gotten out. You know what I'm saying? And it's not going to be. And as Kristi Noem pointed out rightly, when this happened, temporary means temporary. So country conditions in Somalia have improved to the point that it no longer meets the law's requirement for protected status. So just allowing everybody to stay is not helpful. It does not help our national security interests. We're putting America first. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
This is the thing. So we should all be behind this. GTFO.
100%.
And quit taking advantage of American tax-paying citizens. I'm so tired of paying for other people that don't pull their weight. GTFO. Goodbye.
Yes. Bye is how we like to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Bye. Also, Trump talked about Minnesota. He was very tweet happy about Minnesota yesterday. So there's going to be two that I'd like you to read. Here comes the first one about Minnesota.
Minnesota is Trump country. I won 78 out of 87 counties. The election was swung by corrupt counties around Minneapolis and St. Paul, represented by disgusting Ilhan Omar. Moronic Tim Walz has allowed Minnesota to become overrun by Somali fraudsters who steal from American taxpayers and take advantage of our generosity. Tim is completely incompetent, which is why he lost big time last year, and bowing out of re-election is the only good decision he has ever made. I have instructed Secretary of the Treasury, Scott Bessent, to follow the money and put an end to this abuse once and for all, first in Minnesota and then all around the country. Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
All right, here comes the second Minnesota-related Trump tweet.
Mm-hmm. Do the people of Minnesota really want to live in a community in which there are, he said there, he spelled there wrong. There are thousands of already convicted murderers, drug dealers, and addicts, rapists, violent release and escaped prisoners, dangerous people from foreign mental institutions and insane asylums, and other deadly criminals too dangerous to even mention? All the patriots of ICE want to do is remove them from your neighborhood and send them back to the prisons and mental institutions from where they came. Most in foreign countries who illegally entered the USA through Sleepy Joe Biden's horrible open borders policy. Every place we go, crime comes down. In Chicago, despite a weak and incompetent governor and mayor fighting us all the way, a big improvement was made. Thousands of criminals were removed. Minnesota Democrats love the unrest that anarchists and professional agitators are causing because it gets the spotlight off of the $19 billion that was stolen by really bad and deranged people. Fear not, great people of Minnesota, the day of reckoning and retribution is coming. It's true. I love it.
He was on a tear yesterday.
Yeah.
He made a lot of news yesterday.
And then California will be next.
God, I can't wait for all the fraud to be exposed.
I
cannot wait.
Inject it in my veins.
By the way, speaking of injecting things in your veins, are you taking care of your gut health? Because you should. Now, you don't want to inject cowboy colostrum into your veins
you don't
per
want to do that.
se.
You just want to drink
You definitely want to take it. Yeah.
You want to drink it. And they have 3 different flavors that I love. They have strawberry, they have chocolate. They have vanilla. I'll put vanilla in my coffee. Chocolate is so good because it tastes like Nestle Quick, you guys. It is that good. It's so, so good. And I start my day with this stuff, okay? Like if you've never heard of colostrum, you need to know about it because this is how I absolutely start my day. So
wait a minute. I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you use it like kind of in place of creamer, the vanilla one?
Yeah, I can use the vanilla as creamer. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I will add a little bit of creamer too because I really like creamer in my coffee. But like I will just put the vanilla colostrum as creamer in my coffee.
I have to try that.
It's really good, and it sweetens it up, and it makes it really frothy and good because they give you a frother. Okay, so Cowboy Colostrum will give you a frother, so you can do the chocolate, the Madagascar vanilla. They have matcha too. So if you're into matcha, you can do the matcha thing like in some almond milk or regular milk, whatever kind of milk you like or whatever. It's my favorite is the chocolate though, because it does remind me of the Nestle Quick, but I do like the vanilla too. I do both. So I'll kind of switch back and forth, but I take it in the morning. It's not processed. Everything is natural. Their colostrum is whole. It's full fat. It's high in protein. So it's really dense nutrient wise. And there's nothing artificial about it. It's really good if you're trying to get like your gut health back in order. It's a great thing to take. Okay. And for a limited time, our listeners can get 25% off their entire order. So head to cowboycolostrum.com/chicks. Use code chicks. That's 25% off when you use code chicks at cowboycolostrum.com/chicks.
Do it. So I think it goes without saying that Trump is not a fan of Ilhan Omar, and now he's going to have even less reason to be. There's already rumblings, you guys, about the government shutting down again at the end of this month. And Ilhan has announced that she and her far-left colleagues in the Progressive Caucus are going to oppose all ICE funding. And she said, quote, "Our caucus members will oppose all funding for immigration enforcement and any appropriation bills until meaningful reforms are enacted to end militarized policing practices." They're going to use what's happening in Minneapolis and now across the country to shut down the government again. You cannot hate these people enough.
I just don't understand. I don't understand how they can do this. It's against the law. I just don't get it. It's hard for me to wrap my brain around somebody who is elected by the people being able to do this when that is part, like the entire responsibility of the government is to keep us safe.
Right.
We've got people literally invading our country. And that's the whole reason that ICE is doing what they're doing is to get bad actors out of our country. And they're like, no, we're not going to fund that. F you, man. How about we don't fund you? Am I the only person that just thinks all of this is so absurd? Like, do they not understand the reason that they're there? Like we are so far removed from what the founders wanted. It's nuts. It's just nuts to me. We need to we need an enema. The whole country needs an enema at this point.
We just need a divorce, a big, fat, messy, but
we really do.
But effective divorce.
We get Texas and South Carolina.
That's right.
That's saying.
So Trump did a speech yesterday in which he talked about the great policy positions that have impacted the economy in a very, very positive way. And he addressed the fraud and specifically addressed the Somali community. Here he is on that.
The fraud being committed by the Somali population in Minnesota. Have you heard of them? They're lovely people. Is monumental. And California, Illinois, New York, and others are just as bad. Our country has been losing over $500 billion to fraud every single year, but those days are over. We have the best group you've ever seen assembled going after fraud. In Minnesota, we're cracking down on the Somali scams, ending the brazen and shameless theft of taxpayer dollars.
It's true.
Who doesn't want that? And why wouldn't you want that?
Well, because you're a Democrat and you have severe TDS, and anything that he says, you just have to do the complete opposite. You know, it's like we've said, if he actually cured cancer, they would want cancer.
Yeah.
Period.
It's 100%. It's so obvious that this is what drives literally every position that they hold. It's just so dumb.
Yep.
So he did say, to his credit, that it's not just Somalis who commit fraud. There are other people, but obviously Somalis have been front and center about this. And the fraud has gotten so bad that if we were able to eliminate it all, we would actually balance the budget.
Unbelievable.
It is them, but it's not just. There are many other places, many other people. The whole country, if we stop this fraud, this massive fraud, we're going to have a balanced budget. That's how much money you're talking. We'll have a balanced budget. God. Without all the growth I'm talking about. And then you add the growth, we got one hell of a country.
I mean, that's incredible.
It is incredible. It's easy to do. So let's freaking do it. These people.
And he's putting other states, particularly he calls out California, on notice. We are coming after you. And we're not going to deal with this bullshit of sanctuary cities and states anymore. It has got to stop. He was very strong about that. Here he is.
90-day notices to places like California, Scott. Right away, we're going to send out that notice. Who would bill the federal government as people poured into the state to send those people back, because no country can afford to do it. No country can afford to take in millions of people, pay for their education, their health care, their hospitals. You just can't do it. Additionally, starting February 1st, we're not making any payments to sanctuary cities or states having sanctuary cities, because they do everything possible to protect criminals at the expense of American citizens, and it breeds fraud and crime and all of the other problems that come. So we're not making any payment to anybody that supports sanctuary cities.
Fantastic. That's fantastic.
God,
we can't afford millions. We can't afford millions, let alone tens of millions. And I'd like all these bleeding heart asshole liberals. I want them to take two illegals into their home, let them take them in and deal with that from a personal budget perspective. And we'll see.
And don't vet them. Don't vet them, because you know, if they don't care if they come into the country, they shouldn't care if they come into the house.
No, I want it to be MS-13 gang members, actually.
Yes.
And I hope you have teenage daughters too, honestly. And let's see how that works out from you, both from a safety and a financial perspective. Until you do that, I don't want to hear you bickering about us getting rid of these people or trying to cut it down because of the financial perspective of it and the safety perspective. It's insane. It's like they act like this is such a bad thing. Well, apparently you're not feeling the ramifications of it. We are.
Yeah. There's plenty of people who have horrible stories to tell about being victimized by illegals. There's no reason for it. There's no reason to defend it. It's enough is enough already. The guy that is on CBS Evening News, now that Barry Weiss is in charge of CBS, they're kind of revamping a whole lot of stuff. And I don't know how to say his name because I don't watch him, but it's Tony DeCouple, maybe. It's something like that. So just so you know, I have no idea how to pronounce his name. And so if I'm botching it, I don't care particularly, but that's who I'm talking about, is Tony DeCouple. And so he was there to interview Trump after he made some remarks to one of the automaker folks or crowds. And there was this moment where Trump said, listen, if the other guys would have won, if it would have been Kamala and frickin' Waltz,
Elmer Fudd.
you
Yeah.
wouldn't have a job. And the conversation, I don't know why this made me laugh so much. It was so very Trumpy, but here is what he said to Tony.
In the world. Tony, we have now the hottest country in the world, and a year and a half ago, our country was dead. We had a dead country. You wouldn't have a job right now. If she got in, you probably wouldn't have a job right now. You wouldn't have this job. You wouldn't have this job, certainly whatever the hell they're paying you. Our country is rocketing right now.
Okay, so that was the first part. Okay. And then at the very end of their interview, Tony was like, that was basically the translation of what he said here. And even that was funny because listen to how it ends.
Mr. President, thank you very much. For the record, I do think I'd have this job even if the other guys won.
Yeah, but at a lesser salary. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I totally love
Yeah,
it.
but at a lesser salary. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, probably not the benefits either. And your gas would be higher. Your groceries would be higher. Your life would suck. All right.
The fact that he felt like he needed to say that at the end. Yeah, I would too have a job. That's basically what he did. What an idiot. I'm sorry.
Tony,
That's
give it a
ridiculous.
rest. All right. Just give it a rest.
God. So at the car manufacturing plant, there was a heckler. And our president does not play when it comes to hecklers. I couldn't understand what the heckler was saying, but according to the internet, somebody screamed, "You're a pedophile protector."
Oh my
This was
God.
during the tour.
F that
And
guy.
so they were like on the floor. You can see Trump in this still photo, like he's up higher getting this tour, and somebody on the floor screamed up at him. And this is how our president chose to respond.
So many people are like, that is unpresidential. I mean, you guys impeached him. I mean, you try to put him in jail. You shot him in the head. I'm okay with this.
I'm
totally
okay with this too. He was like,
Listen,
F you,
right.
F you,
Totally
and then flipped
okay
in the
with that.
bird. I love
Right.
that.
The border's
love it.
secure. The economy's cooking. I'm totally okay with this. I'll allow it.
Mhm.
Mhm. I mean, think of what he's done in a year compared to what Joe Biden did in half a century.
God, right? Oh my
I'm
God,
okay.
when you put his whole career, yeah,
I'll allow it.
I too will allow it.
I actually think the bird is quite appropriate in this case.
He just won't take it.
No.
And I just love it. I love that.
I think it's fine.
Also, we talked yesterday, I think, about the fact that there's been a referral to the DOJ about Fed Chair Jerome Powell and the fact that he may have lied under oath, and all of that is happening. And people are like, oh my God, this is retribution. Trump's going after him because he doesn't like how he handles interest rates. There's some question about whether Trump even knew that referral was happening. There's also reports that Anna Paulina Luna sent the referral way back in June. And for whatever reason, Jerome Powell is just now deciding to talk about it. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on around about that. And Jamie Dimon, JP Morgan guy, I think is it JP Morgan? Yeah, I think it's JP Morgan that he's the CEO of. He, as well as a lot of other Republicans, are saying Trump needs to calm down about Jerome Powell and that he's actually making things more difficult for himself. One of the reporters asked about this to Trump. Are you doing the right thing when it comes to Jerome Powell? He remains defiant. Here's what he said.
Jamie Dimon said today that it's not a great idea to be chipping away at the Fed's independence. Do you think Jamie Dimon's wrong about that?
Yeah, I think it's fine what I'm doing. We have a bad Fed person. He was extended by Biden. And, yeah, I think he's wrong. I think it's wrong. He's done a bad job. We should have lower rates. Jamie Dimon probably wants higher rates. Maybe he makes more money that way.
So he may not have known about the criminal referral potentially, but he knows that he's not doing anything about the rates, and he should
Right.
be.
Exactly.
So
Agreed.
I think he can say that. Now, Scott Jennings. Scott Jennings wants Trump to ease up a little bit, which I appreciated this from Scott Jennings, because I know he gets some accusations of being sort of a shill for Trump because he had access to him to write that book and all that stuff. He is not, just like we're not. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, we will criticize Trump when it's due.
Totally.
And so too will Scott Jennings. He does it in a very, very tactful way, as you will hear right here.
There are practical implications to the president's decision-making here, or the administration's decision-making. I don't know that the president personally had anything to do with it. And that is, on the Hill, if he wants to replace Jerome Powell in May with a new Fed chair, you're going to have confirmation issues. I mean, that's the first most politically practical problem that you have with this. I would think the second biggest problem is when you interview people for this, whoever you want to pick is going to ask you, are you going to come after me if I displease you? And so you may have trouble attracting the people that you want for the job. So I don't know where this is going. I actually agree with Senator Thune. If you're going to get into something like this, you better have something, because if you don't, you're creating a whole raft of political problems when really the outcome you want is to get rid of this guy and to get your own person there that you think is going to set better monetary policy. That now seems to be a bit more complicated.
All right. That was diplomatic. It's so funny. Somebody said, do we ever criticize Trump? Oh my God. Are you new
My
here?
God, if I criticize him, then I get yelled at. If we don't criticize him, we get yelled at.
Right. It's just like, make up your mind, like pick a lane. So, yes, we do criticize. She mostly does. I love him. I love him. But
you recognize when,
I recognize when he does stupid shit.
Thing.
But I mean, like, for the most part, listen, I give him a lot of leeway because the dude was shot in the head and he did that for us. So I'm okay. I'll allow a lot of things.
Yes. I wonder, I mean, you have to wonder, like, if he ever just chills.
No.
Do you think he ever
I don't think you have
chills
the clip.
out?
I don't think you have the clip today. Do you have the clip about his testosterone level? Do you have that?
No, I'm saving that for tomorrow.
Oh, you were saving. Okay, then never mind.
Yeah.
I won't discuss it. But no, I don't think he chills, because I think he has Energizer Bunny energy. He does.
I mean, it's absolutely amazing.
Let's just get real. He's got BDE. He's got big, you know what energy is what he's got. And people on the left don't understand that.
They don't. Can you imagine, like, if he were to ever sit still for 10 minutes, do you think that he would ever in relaxation? And red light is so good for you. It is so good. Let me turn it on so people can see what
I
that
wish
looks
that
like
I could.
when it's lit.
I need a whole body one of these, and they have.
I know.
They actually have.
They do. They've got
body
mats.
Yeah.
They got mats, and they've got the standing lights.
I'm gonna need that for my entire body.
I would also very much.
But right
like
now, I use it for my face. I love the Bond Charge face mask. You guys, it's the best. They also have a toothbrush.
I love
the toothbrush is fantastic too, which is great. It has like red light for healthier gums, and it's fantastic. So you can check that out too. But they have a sale going on right now, 15% off. It's innovative stuff. It's great if you don't want to F with your face, but you want to actually have less of a crypt keeper face when you get old, which is what we do. You pop it on like 10, 20 minutes a day. That's it. No fuss, no extra appointments. It's lightweight, super easy to use. It contours perfectly to your face. You look like Iron Man, but that's great because I like walking around and scaring my dogs. And you can walk around with it, or you can relax, like Mock said. You can totally do that. And I've noticed that my skin is brighter. I really think it's worked. It's great stuff. And I'm going to use it forever and ever. Amen. It's the greatest. Yep. So here's what you need to do. Go to bondcharge.com/chicks, use code chicks, save 15%, 15. That's 15% off at bondcharge.com/chicks, use code chicks at checkout. Do it.
Do it. All right. Let's spend just a little bit of time on Iran. So yesterday, pretty early in the day, I think it was, Trump tweeted, Iranian patriots keep protesting, take over your institutions, save the names of the killers and abusers. They will pay a big price. I have canceled all meetings with Iranian officials until the senseless killing of protesters stops. Help is on its way. MEGA, President Donald J. Trump. So he was asked what he meant by help is on the way.
Right.
And so here is how he answered that question.
Said to Iran this morning that help is on the way for protesters. What did you mean by that? What kind of help?
You're going to have to figure that one out. I'm sorry.
So many
people have been killed in Iran.
Nobody's been able to give me an accurate number. I have heard numbers from everything's a lot. One is a lot. But I've heard numbers much lower and I've heard numbers much higher. We'll be knowing. We're probably going to find out over the next 24 hours.
That was a great answer. That was a really great answer. One is too much.
Exactly. And he wants to know, I mean, you know, the internet is full of rumors. It's very, very difficult right now to get anything accurate out of Iran because the electricity and the power and the internet is down. So it's rough. It's rough to try to get good intel. And I know he wants to know precisely what's going on. That same Tony DeCopel guy informed him about hangings that were taking place, and that actually was news to Trump in that moment. Here's what they talked about.
Now we're hearing that they're going to start hanging protesters tomorrow. So it comes back to the question, have they crossed your red line or has the line moved?
I haven't heard about the hanging. If they hang them, you're going to see some things that I don't know what where you come from and what your thought process is, but you'll perhaps be very happy.
What do you mean by that?
We will take very strong action. If they do such a thing, we will take very strong action.
And this strong action you're talking about, what's the end game?
The end game is to win. I like winning.
How do you define that in Iran?
Well, let's define it in Venezuela. Let's define it with al-Baghdadi. He was wiped out. Let's define it with Soleimani. And let's define it in Iran, where he wiped out their Iran nuclear threat in a period of about 15 minutes once the B-2s got there. And that was a complete obliteration, as it turns out, which is what I said initially. Then some questioned it, and they said, Trump was right. So we've been right about everything. We don't want to see what's happening in Iran happen. And, if they want to have protests, that's one thing. When they start killing thousands of people, and now you're telling me about hanging, we'll see how that works out for them. It's not going to work out good.
He's always like, no, that's not going to work.
He does like winning. He does. He likes winning.
He definitely does like winning. He was asked by another reporter, I guess there were reports that, the Islamic regime was saying if the United States gets involved in any kind of way, that there will be retaliation. And so he was asked about that and completely laughed it off, essentially. Here's what he said.
Iran says that it will retaliate in the instance of U.S. strikes against U.S. assets in the Middle East. What do you say to U.S. service members about why it is worth the risk to intervene in Iran?
Yeah, Iran said that the last time I blew them up with the nuclear capability, which they don't have any longer. So Iran said that the last time. They better behave.
Yeah. Whatever, Iran. We're on
this is why all of his kids are so well behaved.
Yes.
You know what I mean? This is why. I mean, you don't see any of his kids being screw ups. This is precisely. This is why, you guys. Exhibit A.
It's so true. My God, it's so true.
Yep.
So our friend Xavier DeRusso put out a great video about just the lack of people protesting on behalf of Iran. Where are all of the liberal white women about Iran? It's so weird.
It's not weird at all.
Weird.
Not weird. We all know why.
But no one can talk about it the way that Xavier does when he wants us to walk with him.
Over 60,000 terrorist attacks since 9/11 have come from a certain group, and I promise you it's not the people in the keepers. Now walk with me. Finally, you insufferable clout-chasing social justice performers had an opportunity to help brown people, but none of the Free Palestine crowd is fighting to free Iran. All that supremacy and oppression y'all were scared of, yeah, it exists, and it's called the Islamic regime. Do you understand that the UK has become so radicalized by Islam that even the United Arab Emirates have to restrict their students from going there? That's like when your parents say to stop going to your cousin's house because you always come home smelling like a felony. You communist glazing liberals need to realize that we are not dealing with another Instagram black square situation. And if you guys think that what ICE is doing is aggressive, then say something about how the Iranian regime is cutting electricity and internet to hide their next move, which is to slaughter everyone who's rebelling in their country. The Jews tried to warn us and stop the spread of the burlap sack disease, but now none of you want to make noise when there's time to take some real action.
They're not the right kind of brown people. Didn't you know? Yeah.
I love him so much.
Yeah.
Babylon Bee, once again, with a fantastic headline. And I think really this would solve so many problems. U.S. offers to trade its liberal women for Iranian women.
Wouldn't that be
I am
awesome?
down.
Yes.
Totally down.
Because we could trade the faux feminists for the real feminists.
Yes.
Because that on the right
Absolutely.
there, what you see on the right, that's real feminism, everybody. Take a look. We haven't seen that in a long time.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Also, some very interesting reporting coming from the Jewish Insider. So, you know, a lot of people just are convinced that Trump does everything at the behest of Netanyahu, or that, you know, we're owned essentially by Israel. And people are, you know, on the right and the left are constantly complaining about the aid that we give to Israel.
Right.
And that Israel, Tucker, for example, Tucker's one of the people who's like, Israel couldn't survive without our aid, which is utter bullshit.
Right.
The aid and the cooperation that we have between us and Israel is super, super helpful to the United States in a whole host of ways, not the least of which is intelligence. So the Jewish Insider had this incredible headline that, like, I think made people's heads explode. It was, and the quote was, Trump and Netanyahu are at odds over Israeli plans to end reliance on U.S. military aid. And so, according to this account in the Jewish Insider, Netanyahu wants no more of it. And in fact, he even suggested that Israel may not take or might return some of the military aid that it is supposed to receive from us in 2027 and 2028. And Trump is the one that is pushing back. He is saying that he is skeptical that the plan would benefit either country, this plan of no longer providing aid, no longer having Israel take aid. He's not dismissing it, but right now he disagrees with it. And what's super interesting about that is that so many people are like, you know, this is wrong. So much of the heat, as David Reboy says, 99% of the heat on this issue comes from people who hate Jews. So Trump is protecting, actually, U.S. defense companies. He's keeping that, the sale of our weaponry and our aircraft and all that stuff going. Like, there's a lot of benefits.
So he's probably
to the
looking
aid
at
that
it.
we provide. There's a
He's
lot
probably-
of hand-holding goodness.
Right. He's probably looking at it more from a business perspective than he is even from a national security perspective. Yeah. Because he was a businessman. And so
Yeah, I
he's
just
probably,
think this is
I would
super
imagine
interesting.
yeah. And Netanyahu's like, well, I mean, we really don't need it that much. And it contradicts so much of the narrative. Yeah.
Yeah, it really does. And
yeah.
actually, that's part of Bibi's reasoning, is that he's like, the basic sentiment about Israel is on the decline, thanks to Tucker, thanks to Candace,
I'm
thanks to
sick of it.
Fuentes.
Yes, let's end it. Let's try to end that.
Right. And he
Right.
believes that not taking aid any longer could actually help.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true,
I
because
don't
I
think-
feel like the Jew hate is so strong
Oh
right
my
now.
God, people will believe what they want to believe. We just had
Right.
somebody in our comments that put 7,000. Do you feel better? Do you feel better now? Like,
I mean, so
congratulations for
stupid.
having a lobotomy. Congratulations. Yeah, I mean, but this is the thing. I don't think it's going to help people. Even if they cut all financial ties, people will still be like, they still talk on the phone all the time.
Right.
And
I mean, it's
there's
just
always
so
going to
dumb.
be people are going to hate Jews no matter what. There's
Mm-hmm.
always going to be anti-Semitic stuff out there. People are still going to do that. I mean, and it's so rampant. But yeah, I mean, listen, if he wants to do that, I guess from a financial perspective, it would be good for America. It would be. I'm not going to discount that. But if
good
Trump
and
feels,
not so good. I mean, there's definitely there's benefits to the arrangement
there's
that we
bus-
currently have.
right, if there's business stuff that he thinks that it's beneficial for businesses in America, then I can see his point on that too. But yeah, I don't think that if Netanyahu's doing it just for we're going to try to improve the optics here, I don't think you're going to do it, because anti-Semitics are going to anti-Semitic. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. One last thing, because remember, was it yesterday that we showed that clip of Cindy Crawford talking about how ridiculous it is that, like, people are thanking her for taking a photo with a Holocaust survivor?
Right.
And likewise, people were, awful people were giving her shit for it. I think Sydney Sweeney is probably going to face another round of a whole bunch of backlash because she was pictured with 2 of the hostages that were captured by Hamas. And so good for her for being in the
good
photo.
for her.
But yeah, she's probably going to get all kinds of rash
screw
of hate
'em.
for it. I know.
The fact
so
that she doesn't
dumb.
have to explain herself. People can F off. Good
People
for
can
her for
absolutely
doing
F
what she
off.
wants to do and, being hot doing it. Good for her.
Without question.
Yeah.
Very, very hot doing it. Okay, so yesterday was a big day at the Supreme Court because they heard 2 cases related to trans people in girls' sports. And you got to hand it to Justice Alito, who is always a master at sort of breaking apart these ridiculous arguments. First of all, it's ridiculous that this is even happening, that we're even having the conversation, and that this has reached the Supreme Court, that we have devolved so much that we are now questioning the definition of boys and girls, women and men at the level of the Supreme Court. It's retarded.
Right.
But Alito was having this back and forth with one of the attorneys about just what if you are going to have equal protection under the law, don't you have to know what a boy is and what a girl is, and you will not believe the response to this.
Well, to pick up on the issue of discrimination on the basis of transgender status, let me just go to some basics. Do you agree that a school may have separate teams for a category of students classified as boys and a category of students classified as girls?
Yes, Your Honor.
If it does that, then is it not necessary for there to be, for equal protection purposes, if that is challenged under the Equal Protection Clause, an understanding of what it means to be a boy or a girl or a man or a woman?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that definition? For equal protection purposes, what does it mean to be a boy or a girl or a man or a woman?
Sorry, I misunderstood your question. I think that the underlying enactment, whatever it was, the policy, the law, we'd have to have an understanding of how the state or the government was understanding that term to figure out whether or not someone was excluded. We do not have a definition for the court.
Oh my God.
We do not have a definition for the court.
Yeah, these are not serious people. We're not dealing with serious people, you guys. I just
oh my God.
2026, everyone.
Yeah, right? Like it's just bananas that we're even
is.
having this happen in the Supreme Court. And it's all the woke nonsense. It's just sort of creeped its way into every institution, in every organization. It's just pathetic.
I really do think, though, that people are tired of this shit.
I think so too.
I really
hope
do.
that there's like an overwhelming ruling that no, of course, boys cannot compete no matter what they identify as.
I think people are tired of all of this. I think that we're starting to see the pendulum swing back. I really believe that with my heart and my mind.
But this has always been an 80-20 issue. Always.
Yeah, it has. But I feel like that 80 is starting to get even a little bit more, where people are like, come on, like this is just at this point, this is just stupid. And we are kind of getting exhausted by this. Like I'm exhausted by the stupidity of it.
Well, and Ketanji Brown Jackson is such an embarrassment for women, for Black people, for Black women. She's the worst possible representative for any of those categories ever. She is an utter idiot. And she proves it every time she asks questions, constantly saying, I'm struggling to understand. I don't understand.
I don't understand.
I mean, there's not a single line of questioning she ever starts without saying that. And so here's just yet another example of her being humiliated.
In terms of its discriminatory effect, I'm just trying to understand it. Is there something to this notion that differential treatment in effect in this way could be something that Title IX cares about?
I don't think Title IX covers disparate impact even on the basis of sex, and it certainly doesn't cover disparate impact on the basis of gender identity.
Okay. My 15-year-old daughter could do a better job than what she does. Honestly,
she's just so embarrassing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It is so embarrassing. Wow. Good way to go, Dems.
Yeah. Sarah Huckabee Sanders with a great quote about this, saying the weakest men compete with girls, the weakest minds celebrate it. It is common sense. Men should not be competing in women's sports. We made that the law in Arkansas, but a unanimous ruling would be a huge win for women and girls everywhere. That was perfect. The weakest minds celebrate this nonsense.
Yeah, but the 3 liberal justices, they pushed back yesterday. They sure did. They pushed back on this because because they're weak minds. They're absolutely weak minds. And I guess we still don't know. There was no ruling on this yesterday. We still don't know.
No, this was just the hearing.
It was right. And we may not have a final decision on any of this stuff until like later in the year. So
yeah, looking at June for this particular decision.
Yeah. Which to me is absurd.
Well, they gotta weigh it and do.
We gotta pontificate about the fact that men are men and women are women, and that women and girls should have their own sports. The fact that we have to wait 6 months to come to that conclusion is absurd. What the hell are we doing?
I know. It is crazy.
It's insanity, you guys.
Just for fun, we're going to have another embarrassing clip of Ketanji Brown Jackson having the law explained to her by this attorney. She's, oh my God.
An idiot.
Oh, maybe I don't have the clip and I just have the quote. Yes, that's right. I just have the quote. So she said, I guess I'm still struggling to understand why the state would have to have perfectly tailored laws. I would think the state would just have to make exceptions where people can demonstrate the justification that makes the state's conduct constitutional doesn't apply to them. And the attorney responded, so making exceptions is tailoring your law. That's literally what it means to tailor.
Oh my God. I can't, she is a Supreme Court justice. She's a Supreme Court justice, you guys.
Oh my God. There's a lawyer / journalist by the name of Gerald Posner who listened to the entire hearing yesterday and had some thoughts. If you could please read this tweet to everybody.
Today, I listened, both as an attorney and as a journalist, to the 3 hours of Supreme Court arguments about whether sex is a biological reality or something one can simply self-identify into. It sounds absurd that this is even up for legal debate, but here we are. Title IX was created to protect women, not identities, not feelings, women, real women whose rights are now being eroded under the guise of gender ideology. From locker rooms to scholarships, the fundamental promise of fairness is on the line. What struck me most wasn't just the legal complexities. It was the sense that we've drifted so far from common sense that it now requires the highest court in the land to state the obvious. Oh my God. This is exactly how I feel. I've learned never to predict Supreme Court outcomes, but I can still hope. And my hope is that this case comes down in a few months with a unanimous decision 9-0, not because it's political, but because truth matters and there are only 2 sexes. You can hope that, but it ain't going to happen because you have 3 freaking idiots.
Yeah. I mean, KBJ, there's no way that she's not going to vote correctly.
She's retarded.
She is retarded. I do have hope for the other 2. I do.
Okay.
I mean,
you can hold
I know
out
that they
hope.
have to ask all the questions. Even Amy Coney Barrett was like using the term cisgender.
Oh my God.
And I was like, can we just not? What is happening? This is so stupid.
She's an idiot too. But yeah, I cannot believe we're even talking about this.
I know. And you know who else has had it? Dana Perino. She had a bit of a rant about this last night. Here she is.
So I hate this issue. Really gets me. I've been thinking a lot about like, how are people going to look back at this period in history? Okay. And on this one, they will say, wow, they were insane. They wasted their time on this. They spent thousands of dollars. They wasted these justices' time today talking about this. It better be a 9-0 decision. The chyron at the bottom of our show this morning on Newsroom said, court weighs rights for female athletes. Well, call me when it says court weighs rights for male athletes. There are no females who are trying to play in men's sports.
Exactly.
It's completely absurd. It should be 9-0, put a stop to it. And when any of these groups try to bring this case back up through to the Supreme Court, they should deny it. Listening to the questioning today was absolutely maddening. That we have to spend time on this is absurd. That there are not more women athletes who are speaking out saying it is outrageous really has bothered me. But I'm hoping that this will at least put an end to this and we can move on to more important issues.
1000%, Dana.
Yep.
Boom. Exactly.
God, I feel seen, right? Like, doesn't that
right.
just, yeah, that was so perfect. So perfect.
It's just a complete waste of our time. This is so stupid. Stupid people doing stupid shit.
And it's always the left. Always.
Always.
All right, let's move on. The reason for my name today is because Tucker Carlson had his brother on his podcast. I was amazed to learn that this is his younger brother. I will say Tucker looks way younger than this guy. And so the fact that Tucker is the older one was a shock, an absolute shock to me. This guy's name is Buckley, which is also the name of Tucker's son, who works as chief of staff for JD Vance. But this is Buckley, the brother. And I'm playing this one clip of him just so you can see him, hear him. It's funny because he is talking about how when you have intuition about something or someone or instinct, that you should trust it, which I do now when it comes to Candace, when it comes to Tucker. These people cannot be trusted, and here they are pontificating about that.
Finely calibrated. I mean, if you have a weird feeling about a situation or about a person, you're probably right.
Yes, trust it.
Yeah, trust it.
It's not random.
No, not at all.
Anyway, that's Buckley Carlson.
Yeah.
For those of you,
he reminds me of somebody, and I don't.
His voice too. There's something about his voice that is super reminiscent of somebody.
I gotta sit with that because I don't know who exactly he reminds me of. I don't know if it's a game show host or what, but
is it like Casey Kasem?
Casey Kasem and a game show host got married and had a baby, and then they named him Buckley. Right. It's like thank you. It is a little Casey Kasem.
It's a little Casey Kasem. Can you believe he is the younger brother?
No, I can't believe that.
Wild. Speaking of people that we have intuition about, Candace. So Candace believes that the Iranian protests that we are seeing footage of across the internet, thanks to Starlink for one, right. But because of the brave folks that are not only escaping, but who are sticking around and trying to capture what's going on the ground there, she believes that it's fake. It's all
fake,
made up.
Fake. That's what she thinks. That's right.
And that if it's not, if it is happening, it's completely controlled and created by Bibi because he wants their land.
Yeah, it's a land grab.
You cannot make up this level of stupidity. This is beyond. Listen to how retarded she sounds.
So many people. Oh my gosh, you won't believe what these radicals are doing. And of course, it just seems to be that whenever Bibi Netanyahu's around the corner, like, hey, I want that piece of land, suddenly our media starts telling us, hey, you wouldn't believe how free these people are trying to get in Iran. These people are really, we need to free the Iranians. Oh, they've been living in oppression. Bibi is over here like, ooh, land. Oh, no, really? It's about spreading democracy. Code word, that's military code word for dropping bombs and stealing.
Oh yeah, if you think this cult leader has ever been conservative, you're high, okay? Wow. See yourself to the door and blame the Jews for you being a loser. Just go ahead and keep blaming the Jews because you are a complete loser. I cannot with this woman. And where are all the people? She's a young mother, so she's off. She's off limits for ridicule for this.
She's just asking questions.
She's a mentally ill cult leader is what she is.
Totally.
Oh my God.
She, because unfortunately she has huge influence and millions of followers and like super highly rated podcast, blah, blah, blah. Unfortunately she's amassed a giant bunch of sheep who follow her and who hang on her every word. And so when she promotes other people or shows, that's a big deal. It's a big deal to those people because all of a sudden they get Insta fame. One of the she promoted two yesterday, and I'm not going to name them because I certainly don't want to give them any more popularity. But somebody screenshot like the contents of one of the shows. And here is what it looks like, you guys. One of the shows, and I don't know, I'm not going to name it, but here are the thumbnails for the last several shows. They've photoshopped Erica Kirk to look absolutely demonic, and all of their shows are ripping on Erica Kirk. That's what they do. And this is what Candace is now promoting, okay?
Right.
That's how psychotic she has become.
Right.
And in response, the Daily Wire. The Daily Wire has now put out their second video under the social media platform of the Candace Owens podcast, or the Candace Owens show. I forget which is which the name of it is, but they own the rights to that social media account, and they are steadily putting out content on it, which is absolutely hilarious. So their latest video is making fun of the Egyptian plane nonsense. Here is their latest. It's fantastic.
You should be obsessed with traveling, not just the destination, but the experience of getting there. When you travel with us, you'll feel warmth, you'll feel welcomed, and you'll feel watched, because every seat comes with the peace of mind of knowing someone is following you. Following you with 2 planes. This is what you can expect when you fly with At Egyptian Air, we definitely never mix up our time zones, flight numbers, or flight times. We know every journey is your personal business. After all, your personal business is our business. Is our motto. Egyptian Air, wherever you travel,
we will follow.
And she's so mad about this. She's so mad.
So ridiculously mad, you guys. And the
so
lack of self-awareness is off the charts. I'm going to do a little bit of a self-indulgent thing here in a minute and have you read one of my tweets about this, because I was so enraged when I saw her response to this morning. She actually said, in response to this video, this is a threat. His cult, meaning Ben Shapiro, his cult believes in symbolism. He is directly threatening me. That's what she actually said, you guys. So please, if you would, read my response to that.
Has there ever in a zillion years been anyone less self-aware than this narcissistic, paranoid cult leader? Try to accuse everyone close to Charlie Kirk of covering up his murder and attempting to destroy the organization he founded and wanted to be his legacy by desperately connecting the most random historical and present-day dots and pondering the symbolic significance of bees. Completely fine. Create a video mocking the idea of Egyptian planes following Erica Kirk around the country, a direct threat due to the symbolism. You just can't make this shit up. Yeah,
you can't.
And she feels like this is like slavery, like because she's talking now about the fact that they own a lot of her old stuff. But the thing is, she's bitching because she signed a legally binding contract with free will, I might add. She signed a legally binding contract. Now she's like, it should be illegal for them to do this. Like, she's bitching about the fact that they own a lot of her content. She signed a contract. Like, maybe she shouldn't have signed a contract. Maybe she should have been smart enough.
She wanted that money. She wanted it.
That's the thing. Maybe she should have been smart enough to not sign the freaking contract. She should know how to read. Maybe she should have let her husband read it if she doesn't know how to read it.
And the fact that she's now thinking that this is a direct threat, what does that even mean? A threat on what? They're literally just making fun of you, you idiot.
Yeah.
And everybody is allowed to do that when you're the one that is putting out all of the most ridiculous nonsense theories out there, and your idiot followers are lapping it up. We get to make fun of that.
Right.
So,
but all of her followers are so mad that Daily Wire is doing this.
Yeah.
Because they somehow have ownership of her stuff. Well,
that's how it works.
That's how contracts work.
Brandy's so mad. Brandy. She's so mad, you guys.
Brandy.
You're all gross. This won't age well, bitches.
Look at Brandy. Go back to OnlyFans, honestly.
Sorry about your cult. Hope you enjoy it.
Yeah. Maybe somebody in your family will love you enough to get you out of it.
I know. God, I doubt that that's true, but hopefully for Brandy.
Hopefully. We're praying for you, Brandy.
Ami Kozak, friend of the show and hilarious impersonator, has gotten Candace's cadence down. I mean, the way that he copies and makes fun of her is delicious. And so his latest had to be shared. This is just the first part of it, but you're gonna love this one.
All right, you guys, let's get started. So apparently we don't believe in dreams anymore. Apparently we don't believe in dreams, even though once upon a time, of course we did. Think back to Martin Luther King, okay, MLK. Martin Luther King had a dream and everyone believed in that. They certainly believed in that. And I find that very interesting. MLK had a dream that we all just accept. He had a dream, but of course, Martin Luther King was a Zionist. I said it. He was, of course, a Zionist. He believed in global world government. MLK is, of course, likely connected to MK Ultra, MLK Ultra. I just find that interesting. It's one letter difference, but it's close, and we will be looking into that. Martin Luther King had a dream, and guess what? I did too. And luckily, on this week's episode, we're going to be looking at actual brain scans, okay? Brain scans of my brain while I was dreaming so that we can verify what my dreams said. I have with me today actual brain scans of my dreams that have been occurring. You're not going to believe it. This is an actual scan taken from my brain from my dream last night, okay?
Okay.
Pay close attention.
Yes.
This is my brain. This is an actual scan from my brain taken from a dream that's been reoccurring on a nightly basis. If you look closely, you can see there's clearly a person right there. And that person, of course, is none other than Andrew Colvett. It's so obvious. It's so obvious. There's Andrew, okay?
So
right
obvious.
there holding a sign that says, I am a traitor. And of course, as you can see, he's surrounded by stars of Remfam, the hexagrams, as part of an occult. Clearly, this brain scan shows a confession, an admission. So my question then is, why are you hiding this, Andrew? Why are you hiding? Yeah. Why won't you answer my calls?
Yeah.
Or my texts?
Andrew.
I stood outside your window last night holding this. You're clearly afraid. Clearly a coward. Clearly a liar. And I don't like liars.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
love him so much.
I just can't. It's the way that he does her perfectly.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing he didn't do is add the unnecessary "us" at the end of certain words, which she does a lot of.
The 1 and 2 syllable words that turn into 3 and 4 syllables. Yeah.
Right. But other than that, spot on.
Spot on.
All right, let's get to some fun stuff. It is Dad Joke Wednesday. So from the ever reliable How to Kill an Hour guys, here's a dad joke for you.
Concert only costs 45 cents.
I don't know. What concert only costs 45 cents?
50 Cent featuring Nickelback.
I love that one. And I also have just a still picture for you for Dad Joke Wednesday. It says, little known fact, before the crowbar was invented, crows simply drank at home.
Sounds legit.
It sounds totally legit.
That looks totally real. Look at his little hand.
That's complete. What? This is not AI or any,
No.
not Photoshop at all.
Of course not.
That's how they drink.
Exactly.
Also, I know this doesn't really exactly fit into talks, but I saw another meme of Marco, you guys, a different one, not the same one that you're used to seeing. But have you ever seen the memes where it's a husband and wife laying in bed and the husband is like sleeping and the wife is just like, I just know he's thinking about other women.
Yes.
And like what the husband is really thinking about are like tools or sports or whatever.
Like Home Depot. Right.
Right. So somebody took that meme, dropped Marco right into it, and now it says he's probably thinking about other jobs. Which I just loved.
So great. Look at him.
I know.
Look how skinny he is. Look at it. It doesn't fit his head. It's so great.
Oh my God, it's perfect.
So great.
All right, this next one is not exactly a talk, but I have seen this issue be brought up numerous places with numerous people. A lot of people are testing ChatGPT right now and asking it how many R's are in the word strawberry? And of course, the answer is 3. But for whatever reason, ChatGPT does not know that. And so many people are showing examples of what it looks like or sounds like to have this conversation. It is extraordinarily frustrating. Here is just one of many, many examples.
How many R's are there in strawberry?
Strawberry has 2 R's in it.
Are you sure?
Absolutely sure. There's an R after the T and another one near the end, so 2 R's it is.
Okay, so I think that there are 3 R's.
Ah, I see what's going on. But if we count them together, there's 1 R after the T and 1 right before the Y. So that does add up to just 2 R's in strawberry.
Okay.
One of them is just feeling extra noticeable.
Yeah, so you're actually spelling it. It's getting transcribed with 2 R's before the Y.
Oh, I see the mix-up now. Thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, it's definitely just the 2 R's in the word itself, but no worries. Glad we got that cleared up.
Okay, no, it's 3 R's, right? It's 3 R's because it's 1 after the T, and then in the word berry, you know that word, berry? There's 2 R's in berry.
I get what you're saying now. You're counting the berry part as if it had 2 R's on its own.
No, I'm not counting it as if it had 2 R's. It has 2 R's.
All right, I see where the confusion is coming from. I promise I'm not trying to be stubborn here. In the standard spelling of strawberry, there's just 1 R in straw and 1 R in berry. So
No,
it's
there aren't. How many R's are there in straw?
in straw, there's just 1 R.
Okay, now in the word berry, how many R's are there?
In berry, there's also just 1 R. It's right there before the rye. So combined, strawberry is just that 1 R in straw and 1 in berry. I know it can be a bit frustrating when we're just seeing it differently, but you haven't done anything wrong.
No, you have done something wrong. The word strawberry, I want you to spell it. Every time you say an R, I want you to count. So spell it like this: STR 1, AWBER 2, R 3, Y.
Absolutely, I can do that for you. So if we spell it out just like that, STR, that's 1, AWBER, that's 2, R, that's A. So yeah, you're right. Just like you asked me to count it that A, it does show up as 3. Thanks for walking me through that.
So how many R's are there in strawberry?
So counting it the way you asked?
No, not the way that I asked. In the word strawberry, how many R's are there?
In that case, just to be totally clear, in the standard spelling of the word strawberry, there are 2 R's.
Oh my God!
And 1 in berry. So the final count is 2.
Can you believe that?
This just shows you how wrong ChatGPT is about a lot of things. So don't count on it for everything.
And again, I've seen this multiple times. A whole bunch of different people are doing this. It's not just a one-off. Like, ChatGPT is an idiot when it comes to spelling that word. I don't know why, but it's got to hang up on that word.
Yeah, she is totally gaslighting him, Bernie. She totally is.
Yes.
And I love that. They're so agreeable too, right?
Right.
The voice, and it's like we shouldn't fight about this. Let's get along. Screw you! I'm going to burn you with fire, AI.
I can totally see why you would see it that way, but oh my God.
I fight with ChatGPT all the time. I do it just like him, but I do it in I'm way meaner. Sometimes if I just feel like fighting with somebody, I'll fight with ChatGPT. Is that too much information for you guys? I'll do it. I do it it's like a sport, you guys. I do it just for fun. Try it. It'll make you feel better.
God.
Try it.
Okay, lastly, we need to show a little video montage, if you will, of toddlers losing their patience. This is me on so many different issues, and it's very relatable.
Yeah. Exactly. Throw it. Literally. I feel you, kid. I feel you. Totally feel you. Screw it. That's these toys, man. That's me. Totally me. That was me as a toddler. Without question.
Oh my God. They're so mad.
I know.
Oh my God, they're so mad. I love it.
Those kids are my spirit animals. Love it.
All right, we do have some thank yous. Let me make sure that I get to Venmo. Deanna Hale said, crazy Candy hit my damn buzzer. Actually, I think I may. Do I have this one? Yes, I do. Here it is. Crazy Candy hit my damn buzzer. Now she's talking about a church and pastor that saved me and started my Christian journey years ago. God bless Greg Laurie and Harvest Church, and vote Sheriff Chad Bianco for California Governor 2026. So many conservatives here are sick of this shit. I didn't listen to Candace's show. I don't listen to her show.
We don't do that.
I just see the little clippy clips. And so I don't know what she said about that church in particular, but if she's looking into it, I hope they're ready to sue her.
Yeah, she's been knocking Christians lately. She ain't Christian.
She needs to back off. Yeah. Jessica Sykes said, when Daisy said people have a question about your volume, I immediately thought it was about your hair. It looks great. I've been a listener since COVID. So thankful for you ladies. Keep on keeping on.
Her hair does look phenomenal today, doesn't it? There's a lot of volume. A lot.
It's healthy cell. I mean, I'm doing
really
the same
good
thing you
stuff
are.
today.
It's just
Good stuff.
You know, it's the normal stuff. All right, now you. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I forgot Lopez.
One more? One more?
Yes. Trisha OG said, asking the Coop for prayers for mental and physical strength for my daughter, who is taking her physical fitness test for the Secret Service today.
That's amazing.
That's the coolest thing ever. Maybe she can replace that idiot who, like, told a bunch of stuff he shouldn't be telling.
Right. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that is awesome. Roth Lady Wright says, why do girls wipe their eyes when they wake up? They don't have balls. Dad joke Wednesday. Have a great day.
It tracks. Totally tracks. All right, me? Marcy Peralez. Good morning, Mock and Daisy. Dad joke Wednesday. What would bears be without bees? Ears. Have a happy Wednesday. Much love. That's really good. I like it. Curio2369. Why do men fart more often than women? Women can't keep their mouths closed long enough to build up pressure.
Is that what it is?
It's good. That tracks, Curio. It tracks. Ginkgo Yoki 234. The only thing missing from Victoria Edel's picture is the nose ring.
Yeah, she's that people writer.
Yeah. Oh, God. Put a mask on. Terry Silva 2912. Thank you for that super sticker. Shelly Bolton. Dad Joke Wednesday. My husband found out I replaced our bed with a trampoline and he just hit the roof.
I see what you did there.
Ginkgo Yoki 234. Fauci, yes, as in a fake and dangerous scientist in the pocket of the Chinese government. Yes, thank you for pointing that out, Mock. I'm a little slow in the uptake this morning. Shannon Pope 875. Apologies for the pig Latin. Only way I could get this past YouTube. What do Democrats Day and Orn Pay Arstay have in common? They're both really good at switching their positions in front of a camera. Love you, ladies.
Okay, Democrats and porn.
Democrats
what do they
and
have
porn.
in
common? Ginkgo Yoki 234. My wife called to say that she saw a fox on the way to work. I asked her how she knew it was on its way to work. She hung up on me.
I saw a tweet yesterday that said, I just want everybody to know that Fox News does not have any news about foxes. And it's true.
It's true. They usually don't. No.
It's like false advertising.
That's right. Shelly Bolton, more Dad Joke Wednesday. You guys know smoking will kill you. Bacon will kill you, but smoking bacon will cure it. And I love my bacon. But if people call me fat, I just ignore them. I try to be the bigger person. Not done yet. Wendy Hemingway, 1301. Morning, love you jerks. Did you know that in Hawaii, you are not allowed to laugh out loud? You're only allowed a low ha. I'll see myself out. I like what you did there, Wendy. Shelly Bolton. And finally, a lady asked me for a donation toward the new swimming pool. So I gave her a glass of water. Okay, I'm done. I'll see myself out now. Love our chicks in our community. Thank you, Shelly. Ginkgo Yoki 1234. Or sorry, Ginkgo Yoki 234. Marine One was offloaded from a Lockheed C-5 Galaxy. I was privileged to actually fly in one. By the way, a C-130 fuselage can fit in the belly of a C-5.
Isn't that amazing?
It is remarkable. Yeah. Aeronautics stuff. It's just all remarkable. It is.
Wow.
Supernova, pissed off and mystified at the same time.
Pistified.
Very good. Everybody should use that word today. Pistified.
Like
Ginkgo Yoki 234. Question. What is the loudest word in the English language? Answer. Psst.
Is it the loudest word?
I don't know if it's the loudest, but I see what you did there. Jose, Texas. Good morning from Texas, y'all. When a cargo plane berths a helicopter, what does it feel? Aero pains. Just take my wing money. CSD 901. Snowboard, skateboard, or charcuterie board? Did I get that right? What did I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed
Anybody?
Snowboard, skateboard, or charcuterie?
Is shark? I don't know if that.
It's like
I
a
don't know any-
charcuterie, like a charcuterie board. Is that what
don't
it's supposed
get
to be like? I don't know.
I don't get
Arnhem, Dad Joke Wednesday. I thought my dryer was shrinking my clothes. Turns out it was my refrigerator. Here's my $7,000 contribution. P.S. Your hair looks great that way. Thank you, Arnhem. Ginkgo Yoki 234. That bird was very presidential. Very presidential. Mary Pat 9264. When it comes to colostrum, the cowboy stuff too, it can't be heated and added to hot coffee. It loses its bioactive potency. Just an FYI. I've read that. I've read both though, Mary Pat. I've read it does, and then I've read it doesn't. So I don't know. Maybe I still do it, and maybe I just need to add more.
So then you get more potency just because of the volume of it.
Right. I don't know, but I've read both, so I don't know. Maybe there's probably some truth to that, but I still do it. Ginkgo Yoki 234. Ladies, you just said a word which reminded me of something. Phenomena, as in phenomena. Do. Phenomena. Do. Okay, Randy Craig. Trump flipped that heckler, the head of state bird. I like it.
Damn right he did.
Aaron Krieger. William Shatner had to discontinue his line of designer jeans. For some reason, the chosen branding Shatner pants didn't work as well as expected. Happy Dad Joke Wednesday. Take my money. Shelley Langbin 4314. A peanut walks into a bar. He was assaulted. Done with this embarrassment. Let's make Minnesota great again. Yeah, let's do it. Supernova. Candace came to me in a nightmare as an edgelord. She is going to continue dropping her truths and they will spread like wildfire. She said her investigations will now be called Operation Systemic Yeast Infections. Oh my God, I totally forgot about that. I blocked it out.
Yeah.
Ginkgo Yoki 234 of Justice Jackson. That gal is sharp as a wet pound of leather. Foghorn Leghorn. Ginkgo Yoki 234. Yeah, Justice Jackson is quite stupid and unqualified. She doesn't deserve the three-letter initial moniker KBJ. She is the worst justice of the SCOTUS in U.S. history. Agreed.
Yeah.
CSD 901. Cheers for Dana speaking truth. Amen. Brian Brumley is if Casey Kasem and Liberace had a baby, it was Buckley Carlson.
That might just be it. That
Brian.
is it, Brian. Yes.
We were because we couldn't figure but Liberace. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Layla's Life 8388. Buckley equals Paul Lind, who played Uncle Arthur on Bewitched. Yes, that's a good one too. Dad Joke Wednesday. He who parts in church sits in his own pew. Yes. Supernova. Her dream scans show systemic yeast infection.
And don't forget, like an overabundance of earwax.
That's right. The earwax. Yeah. Ew. So much ew happening there.
I know.
Layla's Life 8388 should be farts. Stupid autocorrect. Yes, it should have been farts. He who farts in church sits in his own pew. That's right. West Point Daughter 7089. Thank you for that super sticker. West Point Daughter 7089. Post surgery, 14 hours worth, home now and in so much pain. Was in ICU for 6 days. Oh no.
Oh my
West Point Daughter. Prayers for West Point Daughter, y'all. Prayers going up.
14-hour surgery.
Oh Lord.
Holy cow. I always wonder, like in those long surgeries. I mean, a surgeon is just standing there doing that for 14 straight hours.
Do they tag out? Do they be like, you're in?
Do they have shifts? Yeah. You have to, right? Like, how do you pee?
I think I don't know. I would imagine they tag people in or tag people out, or they just pee in like cans.
And they got to eat. They got to pee. It's all got to be sterile in a way. And
I know. It's crazy. Randy Craig.
Not to take the focus off of the patient. I'm sorry.
West Point Daughter. Yeah. Prayers for West Point Daughter. Randy Craig, even though airport security has cracked down on smuggling, helium cases continue to rise. That's right. Ginkgo Yoki 234. Women have cleaner minds than men because they keep changing them. It's our prerogative. Ginkgo Yoki. True. We're bringing it in. We're bringing it in, you guys. You guys have the best Wednesday ever. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
Hello, beautiful people. This is the Chicks on the Right's Indian correspondent. Thank you for watching or listening. Be very sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on all of their delicious content. Okay, thank you. Come again.